Okay, so like anyone else feeling like someone's always like messing with things behind the scenes?
Oh, totally.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, in this latest Dune prophecy episode, it's not even a question. That's just how stuff works.
Straight up, yeah.
Yeah, like it's a given.
And before we get too deep, quick heads up. We're going all in on the story, so spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so things get pretty intense in this one, right?
Totally. It's like alliances are shifting constantly, betrayals, they hit hard,
Yeah.
and the Imperium feels like it's hanging by a thread, honestly.
So let's start with this Desmond Hart situation.
Okay.
The Emperor just made him Bashar. Basically, he's the top general now
Right.
for the Imperial forces.
Got it.
And Desmond's not wasting any time. He's like full speed ahead on crushing this rebellion.
Yeah.
And wants to expose like any Bene Gesserit ties to it.
Interesting how they're writing him, though. You know,
Yeah.
he's ambitious, ruthless, obviously, but there's this like underlying maybe insecurity could be from his rough childhood.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about like this weird power he has, the whole burning thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely getting stronger.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if it's tied to all that spice he's using.
Right. Spice is a huge deal in Dune, like always.
Oh, for sure.
Boost your physical stuff, mental abilities,
Yeah.
but addictive. And the side effects, who knows?
It's predictable.
Exactly. We've seen how spice can warp people's minds.
Totally.
Definitely something to keep in mind with Desmond.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's move on to those Bene Gesserits. Always playing the long game. And this episode totally proves it.
Rhea?
Their leader.
Yeah. She's pulling all the strings.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Messing with Desmond and even her own nephew.
Hera Harkonnen.
Yeah, all to get what she wants.
Valia is fascinating, honestly. Like, super smart, strategic.
Oh, yeah.
But she'll make the tough calls.
Even sacrificing people if it helps the sisterhood. Like the greater good.
Which brings us to Michaela.
Right. The bartender.
Blue eyes, remember?
Yeah.
Turns out she's a Bene Gesserit sister. Planted with the rebels.
Totally blew my mind.
That reveal was wild.
Especially for Kieran.
Oh, yeah, poor guy.
Had feelings for her and everything.
Makes you think about how the Bene Gesserit operate,
Right, totally. How far is too far for them?
Yeah.
Do the ends always justify what they do?
Like the deception, the manipulation.
Exactly.
It's tough to say. They think they're working towards a better future, but morally, it's messy.
Yeah, it's complicated.
And speaking of moral dilemmas, there's Princess Wyness.
Right. She's stuck between what she's supposed to do.
Her duty. Yeah.
And her feelings for Kieran.
Yeah. It's rough.
Yenne's is like a little glimmer of hope in all this, though.
Oh, totally.
Young, idealistic. And she can see the truth in people.
She's got that truth-sayer ability, right?
It's rare.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how she handles all the court politics.
Totally.
Does she follow her heart or stick to what's expected of her?
Big questions.
And then, boom, this huge reveal about Desmond's parents.
Oh, yeah, that was wild.
Turns out he's Tula's son.
No way.
Yeah, it's like from this forbidden romance she had with an Atreides guy.
Yeah.
The one she had to kill.
Whoa.
Wow.
Changes everything, right?
Oh, totally. Explains why he resents the Bene Gesserit so much.
Totally.
And adds a whole other layer to his relationship with Tula.
For sure. Imagine that, the guy she trained to be the Emperor's weapon.
I know, right?
Her own son.
It's tragic.
Well,
It makes you wonder what Tula will do now.
Will she stay loyal to the sisterhood?
Or try to connect with her son.
Even if it means betraying everything she knows.
Such a tough spot.
Yeah.
And speaking of tough spots, Empress Natalia.
She's been stewing in her resentment towards the Bene Gesserit.
For years.
Yeah. And now she's found a partner in crime.
Desmond.
Talk about a dangerous combo.
Yeah. Natalia's a force of nature. Smart, ambitious, and wants revenge bad.
If they get the Emperor on their side.
Oh, man.
Could be bad news for the Imperium.
That's where they leave us hanging. Natalia and Desmond. Hating the Bene Gesserit.
United.
And ready to reshape the Imperium.
Definitely feels like the calm before the storm.
Oh, yeah. Major cliffhanger. Makes you wonder what'll happen to everyone.
For sure. The writers are setting us up for something big.
They definitely are.
The Bene Gesserit, with all their plans and manipulations.
Centuries of it.
Now they've got a threat coming from inside.
Yeah.
Could unravel everything. And the Imperium might just descend into chaos.
Totally. And don't forget, we've also got this mysterious plague thing going on.
Right. Sister Leela over on Wallach X.
Yeah. She's looking into that, right?
Investigating it.
Seems connected to the ancient Omnius.
Those thinking machines.
The ones that Bene Gesserit helped overthrow.
Way back when.
It's pretty freaky if you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
The Butlerian Jihad.
The war against thinking machines.
Yeah. That's like a foundation of the whole Dune universe.
Totally.
If this plague is tied to those machines.
Could be devastating, like for everyone.
Exactly. And to top it off, this plague, it messes with your brain, like the fear center.
Oh, yeah. Twists your perception.
Makes you a puppet.
Oh.
Makes you wonder if there's a link between the plague and Desmond's power.
That burning ability.
Right. We've seen him use it to scare people.
Almost like a mind attack.
Yeah, and now we've got this fear virus going around.
So is Desmond a carrier?
Or a victim.
Or something else entirely?
It's hard to say, but the writers are definitely dropping hints.
They are. Makes you think, is Desmond even in control when he uses that power?
Or is something else controlling him?
Right. That's the question. It's crazy. Like, the writers just threw everything in this time, huh?
Oh, for sure.
Spice addiction, all the political stuff, religious fanatics.
It's a lot.
And they, like, wove it together so well.
They did, yeah.
Made it super suspenseful.
It really is. And it's impressive how they balance it out.
Oh, you mean the, like, universe-changing stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alongside these really personal stories.
Right. Like, take Constantine. He's got command of the whole Imperial fleet now.
Huge deal.
Just like his mom, Francesca, wanted.
Totally.
Seems like a Bene Gesserit win, right?
Right.
But
yeah.
I think his ambition's getting to him, you know.
Oh, totally. He wants to prove himself. To the Emperor, to the Sisterhood.
Yeah, he's got a lot to prove.
But is he really calling the shots?
That's the...
Or is he like a puppet being played by his mom?
Or even Valia, right.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder. What happens when he realizes that, huh?
Good question. And then we've got this whole mystery with Sister Leela.
Oh, yeah. Over on Wallachite.
It's those visions she's having. The premonitions about the reckoning.
And it's not even just visions, right?
Oh, yeah. It gets weirder.
She's possessed by Mother Superior Raquella.
Crazy.
Former Bene Gesserit leader, remember?
I know. Talk about a twist.
Yeah, for real. So she's using Layla's body to figure out these premonitions.
Yeah.
Which leads them to this abandoned research place. And that's where they find the Omnius Plague evidence.
This is where things get really creepy, I think.
Oh, totally. Omnius Plague, super scary disease, messed with people's minds, turned them into slaves.
The worst.
And what's even worse, it's all tied to fear.
Right. Like, it uses fear to control people.
Exactly.
It's like a weaponized version of what the Bene Gesserit do.
You mean like messing with emotions?
Okay, yeah, exactly.
And that brings us back to Desmond and that burning power.
Right.
We've seen him use it to make people scared.
Yeah, like a psychic attack.
So is it connected to the plague?
Is he, like, spreading it without realizing?
A terrier.
Or maybe he's a victim of it?
Or something totally different. Who knows?
I don't know. But it's definitely a possibility.
The writers are hinting at it for sure.
Yeah, and it makes you think, like, is he even in control of that power?
Right.
Or is something else controlling him?
Makes you think. Remember, Tula trained him to use it, right?
To Mom, yeah.
She saw it as a weapon, a way for him to climb up in the Imperium.
Totally.
But what if it's more than that?
What if it's like a curse?
Exactly. Or something even worse.
Ugh. Okay, now I'm freaked out. But also, what about this reckoning prophecy?
Right. Bene Gesserit have been dreading it forever.
Yeah, I think it'll wipe them out.
So, is the plague the trigger?
Maybe. Prophecies in Dune, they kind of make themselves happen, don't they?
Yeah, you're right. The more you worry about it,
the more likely it is to happen.
Exactly. They're basically making their own worst fears come true.
That's kind of sad, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
It makes you think about prophecy, you know? Trying to control the future.
Yeah, it can backfire. And we can't forget about Karen, poor guy. Betrayed by Michaela.
Yeah. And stuck in prison now.
He was so hopeful, you know.
Yeah, really believed in a better future.
And then betrayed by the woman he loved.
Rough. Now he's probably facing a lifetime in an Imperial prison.
And then there's Yanez.
Oh, yeah. Princess Yanez. Talk about impossible choices.
I know. Feelings for Kieran, duty to her family, and now her truth-sayer powers are coming in strong.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
She's like the symbol of how things could change, you know?
Let's
yeah.
make that.
The Imperium could be different, more truthful, more just.
We could.
But will she be strong enough to break free from all the manipulation?
Good question. Will she choose her own path?
We'll see. This episode really throws a lot at you.
It does. It's like they wanted to make sure we were hooked for the finale.
For sure.
And we haven't even talked about all the little details.
Oh, right. Like visually, how they showed the plague spreading, those swirls, hypnotic almost.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful, but terrifying.
Totally. And the music, it was perfect.
Yeah, so atmospheric.
Eerie.
Added to the suspense, for sure.
It did. You just knew something bad was coming. It feels like, with Prophecy, they're building up to something huge.
Oh, yeah.
Like some massive showdown going to change everything in the Imperium.
Totally agree. It's like all these separate things, you know?
Yeah.
The rebellions, the politics, this plague from forever ago.
All coming together.
It's got to be leading to that reckoning, right? The Bene Gesserit keep bringing up.
Yeah, you're right. And at the heart of it, Desmond. He's got so much power now.
He does.
But it's like pulling him in different directions.
Right.
His ambition, obviously, but also hating the Bene Gesserit.
Right.
And now maybe his mom's still alive? It's a lot.
Totally. Classic hero story, but like twisted.
Oh, yeah. It's dark.
Could totally become the bad guy, you know? The one who brings the whole Imperium down.
He could. But there's still a chance, right? Slim, maybe?
Yeah.
That he uses his power for good.
There's always that chance. I think a lot depends on Tula now.
Yeah, now that she knows he's her son. Talk about an impossible choice.
Right. Stick with the sisterhood. That's all she's ever known.
Whole life.
Or reach out to the son she never knew.
Even if it means betraying everything the sisterhood stands for.
It's huge. Could change everything. Not just for her and Desmond.
Yeah.
But for the whole Bene Gesserit order. Don't forget, they're all about control.
Behind the scenes, pulling string.
Exactly. So what happens when one of them breaks free?
Puts her feelings before the sisterhood's plan.
Chaos. Pure chaos. And speaking of chaos, that ending.
Empress Natalia and Desmond teaming up. What?
Dangerous. No other way to put it. They both want those Bene Gesserit gone.
But for different reasons, right?
Oh, totally. Natalia, she's all about revenge.
Like payback time.
Yep. Thinks they betrayed her. Desmond, though, he's got all that resentment.
Of his childhood.
Abandonment, all that. It's deep.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're united by hate.
But what happens when that fades?
When they want different things, it'll implode.
Bad news for the Imperium.
Oh, yeah. Big time. It's like Shakespearean or something.
Totally. All these powerful families, the Carinos, Harkonnens, Atreides.
Fighting for control.
And the Bene Gesserit just lurking.
Playing everyone against each other.
Classic. And we can't forget the Fremen.
Oh, yeah. Those desert people. They're tough.
Where the spice comes from.
Could end up deciding who wins this whole thing.
For real. This episode, it's like setting up for an epic finale. So many pieces in play.
I know. No idea how it's going to end.
Right. Will the Bene Gesserit stay in control? Or do their plans fall apart?
What about Desmond? Hero, villain, something in between.
And that plague. Will they stop it? Or does it take over everything, turn everyone into, like, mindless zombies?
So many questions. That's what makes it good, though. Leaves you wanting more.
It does. So what do you think? How's it all going to play out?
Yeah. Hit us up in the comments with your theories.
And don't forget, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives. We'll be back next week to break it all down. See how it ends.